So students, we talked about the salts, their properties because of charges. Now as long as the colloid particles have charge, they are stable. You know well, I repeat it once again, the colloidal salts are basically stable because of two reasons. First, the charge on colloid particle, and second, the Brownian movement. Now what next we have to talk? As and when this charge is removed, all the colloid particles collect together, they settle down together, and this phenomena is called as coagulation. So here we have to talk about coagulation. There are different methods of coagulation, but here we have to focus on coagulation using electrolytes only. How the coagulation can be carried out using electrolytes. So you see, coagulation is a process of aggregating together the colloidal particles. Means what we have to do? We have to remove the charge on the colloid particle. You see, these colloid particles have positive charge. So as and when you remove these charges, definitely they will collect together and they will settle down in the form of precipitate. This is called coagulation. Now for coagulation, I am telling you, we are to study how can we use these electrolytes like NaCl. Here I just took the electrolyte NaCl. So we know that this is ferric hydroxide salt, in which ferric hydroxide particle has absorbed ferric ion, and that's why it has positive charge. So all these colloid particles have positive charges. When we add NaCl, so since we have to coagulate, its positive charge should get neutralized. So from this NaCl, the Cl negative ion will cause its coagulation, and that's why you will say Cl negative is coagulating ion. It is a coagulating ion because it causes coagulation. Remember, coagulation is done by the ion of electrolyte which has charge opposite to that of colloid particle. You see another example. We have silver iodide colloidal salt. Here in this silver iodide colloidal salt, what do we find? The colloid particle have negative charge. Now when we add NaCl, so we find that since they are having negative charge, I think it's very clear to you all also, which ion will cause coagulation? Correct, this will be Na positive, which will cause coagulation because colloid particle has negative charge. So Na positive will cause its coagulation. So this is coagulation by using ions. This is coagulation by using electrolytes. But how this coagulation, different electrolytes, you can see different electrolytes have different powers, or in different way or in different time they can cause coagulation. So for this coagulation by using electrolytes, we have an important law to discuss. This is Hardy-Schell's law. What does it tell? You know well. The first law, that ion of electrolyte will cause coagulation which has charge opposite to that of colloid particle. Like here you were having positive charge on colloid particle, the negative ion chloride ion cause coagulation. Here you are having negative charge, to Na positive ion cause coagulation. This is first law, that is Hardy-Schell's law. Second, the greater the charge on coagulating ion, greater is its coagulating power or power to coagulate. Now it's very clear. It's very clear. Here the negative ion causes coagulation. If ion has more negative charge, it will cause more coagulation. Like in this case, positive ion causes coagulation. So if the ion has more positive charge, it will cause more coagulation. You see, here we have NaCl, we have Na2SO4, we have Na3PO4. So from NaCl, here the negative ion for this coagulation, for this ferric hydroxide, here the negative ion will cause coagulation. So in comparison to Cl negative, SO4 dinegative have double charge and PO4 has triple negative charge. So it's very clear, more negative charge, more will be its coagulating power. So coagulating power increases in this order only. Similarly, for the coagulation of AgI solution, now it's very clear, Come on, tell me, which will cause more maximum coagulation? Yes, right, AlCl3, because Al has maximum tri-positive charge. So what will be the order? NaCl will cause less coagulation than MgCl2, MgCl will cause less coagulation than AlCl3. So this is a very short topic, coagulation by using electrolytes. It is clear to you. Now this is Hardy-Schultz law, which I explained you. Remember, ion which has charge opposite to colloid particle will cause coagulation, and second, greater the charge, more will be its coagulating power. Now what next? Small topic. Actually, you studied earlier also. You talked or we discussed about two types of sol, lyophilic sol and lyophobic sol. You know, lyophilic sol, solvent loving, which can be easily prepared. And you can remember कि lyophilic sol are more solvated, more hydrated, means a sol where there is a colloid particle and it is surrounded by solvent molecule. Remember, this is colloid and this is solvent. This is called solvation. So this colloid particle surrounded by solvent molecule, this is called solvation. And remember, lyophilic is more solvated. Lyophobic, that is solvent hating, so it will not be solvated. So what I mean to say, it is observed that since lyophilic is solvated, it brings its stability as well as charge as usual. So lyophilic sol is more stable because of two reasons. First, as usual charge it has. Second, because of solvation. But lyophobic sol is less stable because it has charge only, it is not solvated. So remember, out of lyophilic and lyophobic, lyophilic is more stable. If anybody asks why, you can say because it has charge and solvated, and lyophobic, why it is comparatively less stable? Because it is not solvated, it has only charge. So what does it mean? When you will add electrolyte, lyophobic sol will get easily coagulated than lyophilic sol. So what we can do? We can do one thing. This lyophobic sol can be prevented from coagulation. Now listen carefully. It is not solvated, but we do a phenomena. We do a process. What we do? To prevent the coagulation of this lyophobic sol, we add lyophilic sol to it. This is called protection of lyophobic sol. So as and when lyophilic sol is added to lyophobic sol make a cover around the lyophobic sol, and that's why lyophobic sol can be prevented from coagulation by adding the lyophilic sol. This phenomena is called as protection of colloidal sol, and lyophilic sol is to be called as protective colloid because it is protecting lyophobic sol. Thank you.